this is my first video, so I was just looking at those settings there. Um, anyway, this is 4 a.m. August 30th, and in about 12 hours is the webinar for Micronutrient Miracle, and I joined the VIP program, so I'm looking forward to having a little guidance and a pretty detailed plan on getting control of my weight. I'm currently at 245 pounds, and that, of course, that is the highest I've ever weighed in my life. I gained like 50 pounds after I got laid off from the hospital in 3 years ago, and but even before then, I wasn't exactly a leaping gazelle. I was 195 at that point. So, and before that, just every diet went on, of course, was the rebound weight effect that was just ridiculous. So, anyway, and then of course the stress from being laid off and getting back on my feet after that from a pretty good job at the hospital was cortisol effect. Gained a lot of abdominal fat with that. And anyway, this spring I had been looking for something to help with weight loss and had tried various diets, but of course the cravings just got to me in the end. And and I don't call it low willpower anymore, because I know from experience it's not that at all. It's just that your body ends up screaming for nutrients that it's missing. And so this spring I thought, the perfect diet for me would be one that would incorporate some shakes, but some really healthy shakes that gave you more than adequate protein and didn't make you hungry in a couple of hours. One that was an actual shake that would last you until the next meal, and replace a meal or two with those shakes. And the second thing was, it would be nice if there was a guide on how to use nutrients, because I've always been a big believer in supplements, and from my 20s, and back then they were called megavitamins, and back then, and that was in the late 70s, early 80s, vitamins was almost a dirty word. Vitamins were on the fringe. You owned a cabin in Montana if you took a vitamin. And doctors weren't really into them, and now as more and more studies are done, and things like where it's proven that a lack of CoQ10 is in almost 100% of congestive heart failure patients, stuff like that, where it's just shown that a lack of nutrients cause a host of diseases, not just scurvy and beriberi, but more subtle things. And so we're living in a golden age of that, I think, and so hooray for that. As I get older, of course, it's harder and harder to lose, and I work from home, so a sedentary lifestyle, a less than sedentary, immobile almost lifestyle. And of course, the heavier I got, the less I felt like getting out and doing things, and the less I get out and did things, the more weight I gained. So that was a vicious cycle. So the shakes and the nutrient guide, so to speak, were two of the things I was looking for. And lo and behold, this summer, just recently in fact, and this is August 30th, the Micronutrient Miracle came out, and it was everything that I was looking for. It allowed me my cup or two of coffee in the morning, and a flexible meal plan, and it was high protein, high fat. I love that, actually. And even though I probably wouldn't go on, say, the Atkins diet, which is no carb, I did try that, I think, way back in my 30s or something, and the carb cravings were too much. But anyway, just really flexible, but with the 2 shakes a day, um, and an explanation of how nutrients cause various conditions, and you have a whole chart that you fill out of symptoms that you have and what nutrient is lacking to cause that symptom. And then, of course, you add up all the nutrients that are lacking and you get an idea of what is really lacking in your life. And I know vitamin D is one of them because I've had the blood test done at the doctor's office. And also, I had the MTHFR gene mutation, which I don't know, people anywhere from a third to half of people in the U.S. Have that, where it's hard to assimilate folate, and so I'm on prescription methylfolate for that. But we'll see whether getting my gut straightened out and all the other benefits from eating healthy and supplementing well and beginning exercising are going to do it for me. So I have almost 100% chance of success. No one can know the future except God, and right now He's not telling me what my future is. So I'm really looking forward to this. And of course, I recorded my weight. As of today, it was 245 pounds. And I'm not saying that with any pride whatsoever, trust me. Took my measurements, and so we'll be keeping track of those. And then, of course, the webinar, and they introduced me to my weight counselor, I believe, and or weight coach or whatever, and I'm hoping that it's someone that I can get along with and that will help me. And then once a day or every few days, I'll make a recording and let you know how it's going, and hopefully it goes really, really, really well, and I think it will. So we'll see. I hope you see the space getting smaller and smaller as I continue. Bye-bye.